Introduction to My Best Prospects. What is My Best Prospects? My Best Prospects is a powerful and intelligent funder selection system that applies your defined project funding needs to the Foundation Search database of over 116,000 funders and generates a list of best prospects for a project. Using My Best Prospects will help you identify the funding prospects that are most likely to fund your project and get you closer to achieving your fundraising goals. Tutorial objectives. In this tutorial, we will show you how to generate a list of best prospects for your defined project, how to interpret the rankings assigned to the prospects in your list, how to use My Best Prospects in conjunction with My Prospect Manager to populate and manage your prospect lists. After you have logged into Foundation Search, you'll be taken to the User Dashboard page. You can find a shortcut to My Best Prospects here under the Find Funders tab. Just click on the link. Alternatively, you can access My Best Prospects by going to the Find Funders tab and clicking on the My Best Prospects link under Search Foundations. My Best Prospects uses an advanced algorithm to match your project requirements with potential prospects based on detailed analyses of their past funding histories, including dollar amount and number of grants, location of grant, giving interests, percentage of grants given to new recipients, and grant trending. Its intelligent scoring system allows users to compare prospects' relative scores on different dimensions. Let's assume you want to set up a new project for funding a dance program in St. Paul, Minnesota. Your first step would be to find good prospects for funding that project. That's where My Best Prospects comes in. Let's take a closer look. Click on the My Best Prospects link, and you're taken to the project definition page. Here, you will define all the criteria for your fundraising project. So let's set up the project. First, add the project name and description. Let's add some additional project information here as well. We need the grant by December 2016, and the funding urgency for this project on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being most urgent, is 8. We will also fill out the total funding amount needed for the project. Next, let's fill out the rest of the project criteria. We can enter the state and county where the project is located. Note that you can enter multiple states and counties here if your project would benefit more than one state. You can also leave the state blank if it's not an important factor in your project. Select the Arts and Culture granting category. And let's choose Dance under the giving interests. If you click the Thesaurus checkbox, you may see additional giving interest terms added to the search box. Some of the common giving interest terms do have synonyms listed in the thesaurus, and you can use this to broaden the scope of your search as well. Simply unclick the box if you want to turn it off and omit those other terms. You can also select the types of support you're interested in. MBP will filter the results so that only those funders that have explicitly stated they've given that type of funding will appear in the final list. And finally, at the bottom of the page, you can see My Tags. Here, as in other modules, you can ask MBP to process only the funders you have tagged previously, or exclude tagged funders from the search results. Once you have entered all your project criteria, click the Save icon to save your project definition. If the save was successful, you should get a confirmation message at the top of the screen. Then click Go to run your search. After you have clicked Go on the project definition page, My Best Prospects will analyze all the foundations in the database, extract the grant-making funders, score all of the grant-making funders based on your project criteria, and then rank them in descending order. Once it has ranked all the relevant funders, it will present a list of the top 250 best funder prospects. Here is the final search results page. This is the list of the best prospects that My Best Prospects generated based on the criteria you entered on the project definition page. At the top, we see the project name and search criteria you defined. Further down the page is the ranked list of funders that were retrieved during the search. You can see the funder name, the scores, and the ranking for each. MBP also presents a recommended ask amount, which is determined by reviewing all the grants given by the funder which match your project criteria or match your project category and state, and finding the median or middle grant amount. Because the recommended ask amount falls within the range of all matching grants given previously by the Foundation, it's an ideal amount to ask from the Foundation. The score indicates how your project rates at the funder. In other words, is it a good project for the funder to fund? The additional scores listed next to your project score let you compare how good your project score is compared to similar projects or grants with the same category and state that have been funded in the past by the prospective funder. You can see the funder's average score and the low and high scores for similar projects. If your project is a relatively good one for the funder, your project score will be higher than the funder's average score, and the funder will be listed in red. If your project is not a very good one for the funder to fund, and your project score is lower than the funder's low score, then it will appear below the dotted line. The key is to frame your project so that you focus on criteria specific for your project, while maximizing the number and quality of funders returned. If you need, you can click on this icon here to go back to the project definition page and restate your project funding parameters. Once you do have your list of funders, clicking on the prospect name will open a new window with the summary profile. Clicking on the score will open a new window with a detailed prospect report for that funder, explaining exactly why it was chosen as a best prospect. Clicking on the recommended ask amount will show a chart so you can easily see the range of matching grants given. Now that we have a list of best funders, we can add them to your fundraising project folder. Select the ones you want to add to your project by clicking the boxes here. Or simply click Select All to add all of them to the project. Then click the Add to My Prospect Manager icon here. A small pop-up window will appear, prompting you to save these prospects into your chosen project. Once you've added your prospects to your project, you can use all the contact management and time management functionality in My Prospect Manager to efficiently manage your fundraising progress with each prospect. Also, in each project in My Prospect Manager, you can tag all of the prospects in a specific project, enabling you to either include the tagged prospects in a different search or exclude those tagged prospects from future MBP searches. Tutorial recap. In this tutorial, we have covered how to generate a list of best prospects for your defined project, how to interpret the rankings assigned to the prospects in your list so that you can intelligently select the best prospects for your fundraising project, how to use My Best Prospects in conjunction with My Prospect Manager to populate and manage your prospect lists.